So we are very close to the start of the devlog season, guys, and I really wanted to talk about 3 wishes that I would personally have for the next update. So let's talk about 3 things if I had all the power in the world to add to the game, okay? The first thing, I think it would be kind of obvious. 14.0s for the remaining countries. I mean, we just need the 2 remaining nations that still don't have a 14.0 in aircraft to receive those. So, of course, I'm talking about Japan and China. I think they both receive some interesting aircraft in the past, but they are the sole 2 nations that still don't have a 14.0, still don't have a 4 plus generation aircraft, you know, a 4.5 generation. So, yeah, we need that. So I really wish they add this. I have a feeling that they will add it, of course, in the form of the Mitsubishi F2 for the Japanese, and probably some version of the J10 as well, the BRC model. That would be probably what they will add, and I have a feeling that, of course, with the community update last week and stuff, at least the Mitsubishi F2 will come. So this is my first wish. My second wish is that the seed mode and obviously more asymmetrical modes for aircraft need to be in the rotation at a certain point, okay? So how they're adding these modes is not for the normal rotation of random battles. They're actually going to add it for the World War mode, but still, I still believe with some minor adjustments, they can have a very fun gameplay there, even with markers or whatever. Basically in the random battles. Hopefully they add this type of game, modified ones, I don't know, they need to test it out, you know, but there is basically a way of adding these asymmetrical modes, in my opinion, to the random battles in realistic battles and arcade, and I mean maybe not arcade, but realistic battles and simulator battles. That is just gonna work for random battles and not just a specific World War mode event, right? I think it would be a little bit more fun, a little bit more realistic, and let's be honest, guys, especially RRB needs a revamp for aircraft, you know? We're getting these amazing new aircraft. I think it's the best time to be, you know, in the game, getting these stuff. I mean, we have Eurofighters, Rafales, and Su-30s, you know, in the game. So they are very cool aircraft. A lot of people wanted these aircraft for a very long time. But the game modes, they're just not on par with the level of excitement that the aircraft receive, right? I think the game modes are a little bit lacking. I know there is a whole bunch of logical reasons why they don't add these asymmetrical modes, but like I said, I still believe in the right, you know, in the right way, they can update these game modes so that we can actually have something to play with in normal battles with, you know, a seed mission, bomber missions, I don't know, stuff like that, just similar to what we had with the seed event, okay? And then the last thing, guys, of course, we still don't know, maybe we will have that, but I think multi-vehicle SAMs need to be a thing as soon as possible, right? This would open up a lot of possibilities for a lot of nations, I think. I don't know how that would work, you know? Maybe just like the ammo crate that we are normally using in tanks, you could take just a normal truck or something like that and then produce a sight of some sort, or I don't know exactly, you know, they would need to think about exactly what they want to do, but we need to have multi-SAM vehicles, multi-vehicle SAM, sorry, so that we can have more advanced AA systems for many nations. I believe that we need to have a better protection against the tanks, against the aircraft, of course, but it is really hard to find options for ground vehicles to be added that will compete in the same level as in modernicity, basically, that what we have for the aircraft, right? So multi-vehicle SAMs could bring something different to the table here, something crazy, like being able to fire some form of a 3 vehicle, like needed to be kind of a sight system, so that we can actually have these proper systems, right? And maybe if they get destroyed, I don't know, you have to go to a certain part of the map to reload, I don't know. it's a very big thing. It's a very broad idea. I mean, it's not something that I have particularly well thought about how this would properly play in the game, but at the same time, it is the only way we can have better AA systems. And of course, with even better AA systems in the game, we can have better aircraft doing CAS as well in the future. So it's a win-win scenario, you know. It opens up for more interesting aircraft for CAS, and you know, the countries that would be suffering without having a Panzer, for example, to defend them, would actually be able to defend themselves pretty well. I'm not saying the ADATs and Rolands and everything, they are bad ITOs, you know, they're bad AA systems, but I still believe that we are kind of going past the point that the aircraft are just much better, you know. Especially compared to the Panzer, you know, it's basically one of the only AA systems that can really reach those distances and everything. So yeah, we need better AA systems. I think they're bringing something in this update with the community update number 6. You know, they confirmed that they are working on AA systems, but the 2 AA systems that appear on those photos are basically one vehicle AA systems. The Swedish one, it is technically a 2-vehicle one, but it's towing around and it's kind of the same vehicle, you know. So and the Chinese one is just a normal APC that it is a SAM, right? So it's complicated. It's not a very easy thing to do, but it's a mechanic that we need ASAP in the game so that we can properly have some good and very strong AA systems that are stronger than what we currently have, or at least on par with the Panzer, for example, of the Russians, so that CAS is a little bit more on check. And like I said, if this is the case, if this is added, CAS can even become better later, you know. So if you like to do CAS, for example, you know, you can have better CAS aircraft, a more engaging gameplay with harder, you know, AA systems to destroy. So it's a win-win, in my opinion, if we get more advanced SAMs, specifically multi-vehicled ones, okay? So let me know in the comments what you think about it. I see you guys on the next one. And yeah, let me know in the comments what are your 3 wishes for the next patch. If you had the power to add anything to War Thunder, what would you add? Okay? See you guys. Bye.